Welcome back to the Penciled In podcast with me, Penciled In Mike, and the glorious, the wonderful, the beautiful, the producer Petter. Finish and fine.
Hello.
We are on episode 11?
Possibly.
We did say last time that it would be kind of like a part 2. But I'm going to say it's episode 11, but attached to the previous because you went to these shows last week, and it's all kind of part of this big weekend this big week that you had, kind of thing. Because you had it, you hit a bunch of shows last week.
2.
Oh, I thought you hit 3. Oh, I'm gutted. That's recording.
Technically 3, but we've already done Bridge Pro, so that doesn't exist now.
No, I know, but over the collected, that's why it's a part 2 attached to the fact that you watched 3 shows in the week.
Yeah.
This is part 2 of that episode.
Yeah.
It's technically episode 11.
If people really want to stay linear, this is actually episode 8, part 2.
And we put it out as episode 10. The last one was episode 10, I'm sure. No, I thought we hit double digits.
If it was single episodes, probably.
Yeah.
But as we kind of split them into parts.
I'm going down the route of it's episode 10.
You're tired.
Oh yeah, no, I'm elsewhere. You just said that the same way that Nick says it to our dog. You're tired. You need to go to sleep.
What gives it away? It was like, you're snoring.
No, usually it's because you stood there like this.
To be fair, I get that during episodes, and I'm thinking, am I boring you?
No, so full curtain pull. Part of being pretty severely ADHD is when you're not stimulated, like kind of like elsewhere, you will just switch off. So I often find that when I'm reading, when I'm listening to stuff, if I'm not doing something with my hands, if I'm not getting my body involved in some way, that's why I'm often like grabbing for stuff, scratching, anything like that. If I'm not doing that, my brain's not stimulated, so I will just go like that. It's nothing personal, it's nothing a thing, but
Just
yeah,
business.
I throw on the fact that it's been a pretty non-stop couple of weeks. I am not the best version of myself. However, this is the most I've spoken in a short period of time.
That's good.
Yeah, but anyway,
we're not going to hear much from you on this episode as it is anyhow.
That has been the way, and this is something I would like to say.
I want to get some glasses like Homer and just give them you, because I feel that could be this episode.
I did that right. Okay, this thingy one, I did that once, and that was when I was in the back room. It was hot, and I was knackered, and hay fever as well, because hay fever doesn't like my allergies are through the wazoo. I'm a mess of a person, Petter. But I tell you what isn't a mess of a person, the kind of person that goes to 3 shows in a week and comes back and tells people about it. And that is why we love our producer, Petter, who, as I was just about to say, I would like to thank you. You have very much been carrying the last bunch of episodes, mostly because I've not been able to prepare anything properly. However, today I do have some stuff. But yeah, it has been... I love hearing your reviews of shows, and love hearing you going off and about and following up on storylines and stuff like that. So from the bottom of my cap, I would like to say thank you, producer Petter. You didn't expect me to be nice to you like this today, did you?
Oh, well, the bottom of your cap's not really that far, really, is it?
What the fuck, dude? Like, I just opened my hat to you. I can't say the other word. Otherwise, I'll burn. It's like a vampire thing.
See, now I have a song in my head from the 80s. And I think it was Madonna, but that's a thing for a different time. Should we
No.
just get into the shows?
Let's. And I have to say,
be
from the bottom of my heart, thank you. And now I would like to hear for part 2 of this particular episode, which is still episode 11. You went so fuck off. What was that?
You've upset God now.
Apparently so. God is Eddie Kingston.
Eddie Kingston photo just nearly smashed Mike in the back of the head.
I deserved it, to be fair. I am only kidding. But so back on the line though, you went to Salford City Wrestling, a show that myself and Nikki will be making a journey to on the 4th of July show, which I'm excited.
Yes.
Yeah, so we get a little thingy birthday trip for me out there. I'm excited. But until then, I need to know the ins and outs. What's been going on?
So, having recorded an episode that did not go out.
I cannot just say again from the bottom of my heart, this is why I love you, dude. This is why you are so committed. We got a message saying, because I wasn't able to record, Nikki is still recovering. I've recorded. And then I found out that I didn't press record.
No, it wasn't that I didn't press record. It was the fact I had a mysterious microphone that we now know.
Oh, I thought
the show, but does not exist anywhere on this PC. So effectively, for an hour and 36 minutes, is just me looking at camera going,
oh, sorry, fucking mic was off. Apologies.
So, if you can lip read, it was a great episode. If you can't lip read, pretty shit. But hey ho.
We appreciate the fact that you did that, though, dude.
And I did appreciate Salford City Wrestling because I posted that I will quote the phrase. So I posted out the following. So wasted an entire evening thinking I had reviewed Salford City Wrestling and Catch Pro on my own, only to realise that the mic never worked. But it was a really good show. Guess we go again. Salford replied with, "That's a shame. At least you had a practice."
Yeah, no, I feel like finishing your tweet with finishing the post with, "But I guess we go again." Into yeah, man, like you got to practice the first time. Don't worry about it. That was you're gonna fucking make it even better this time.
We'll see. Anyhow, so second show of this triple header. Oh god, wind. Don't worry, I'll cut that bit. I'll cut that bit out. Don't worry.
No. Let it fly.
Oh, that's what you get for having duck about an hour ago.
Duck and Dr. Pepper. It's a killer combo.
Dr. Quackers. Anyhow, so as I said, took in the third show of Salford City Wrestling, which was entitled "Long Live the King." So let's get into what happened. The show started off with Jensen Vesper, whichever particular pronunciation you like. We'll go with Jensen. Jensen came out wanting to speak to the Salford faithful, but saw him being interrupted by the king of Salford, Mr. Troy Ryan. He came out and wanted the resident MC in Che Burnley to crown him, being as the king that he is. Came out and cut a promo saying that he wants to face Bentley. He's king. He wants to kind of make him like a royal subject. So anyway, Bentley came out, the vigilante, cut a promo saying, "You're not our king. I just want to beat you." Pretty much that's how we got into this match. Ryan, the king, as one of his loyal subjects, as Joe from Damn It Vacant is as well, because I think him and his brother were the only three that cheered for Troy.
Oh, you were those guys.
Oh, we were the heel kind of fans this night.
You were you, me, and Nikki at Infamous cheering on Skinner.
Yes, the only three there. But as it is, Ryan started out with the early advantage, hitting a few scoop slams and a couple of arm drags and flexing those meaty muscles he has. Bentley then returned the favour, hitting slams himself, hitting a flying shoulder tackle that sent Ryan out. But Ryan decides, no, I've got till 10. I don't have to particularly go straight back in. I'm the king. Rolls back in. Bentley then gains some momentum in the contest. However, that is very quickly cut off after Ryan hits him with a meaty powerbomb. Let's see how many times I use the word meaty in this particular thing.
It's been a meaty episode already. I mean,
yeah, we're not doing a meat count, but someone will do.
I might need to do a meat count.
So anyway, Troy regains the control, puts him in a couple of submission holds. One where he tried to make him humble by putting him in the camel clutch.
Oh.
Decides while in the camel clutch to hit another pose, which of course riles up Bentley. Bentley gets on top, starts pounding away at Ryan. Bentley looks like everything is coming up Millhouse. Fights with clotheslines, hits a splash, goes for a double arm DDT, but then sees a reversal by Ryan, who gains a bit of control, tries to hit the Fall of Troy, which is a bit like an F5, but he can't particularly get this maneuver off and gets reversed into a nice pedigree.
Oh.
So a pedigree gets hit. 2 count is all he gets. But then Ryan lands 2 choke slams on Bentley, finishing all off with the Fall of Troy in a time of 9 minutes and 48. Really good opener. Really enjoyed this match. Bentley, I've seen a couple of times now on the Salford shows. Really like watching him. Glad to see that he's on the next Future Shock show.
Yeah.
Not particularly happy that I'm not going to be there, but hey, these things happen. So we now came to technically match number 2. You'll see why in a second. So we had the Bigger Picture come out, cutting a promo, who have made no bones about the fact that they do not like Salford, or Salford City Wrestling management, should particularly say.
Okay.
So the Bigger Picture, in case you don't know, is Mighty Joe Young and Nishiki. Mighty Joe Young comes out and says, it's nice to see all you lovely fans here in Manchester. Does start to say the S word, but stops himself and says Manchester. Nishiki has to stop him and goes, no. This is Salford. It's not Manchester. Manchester is a lot nicer. It's a nicer place. Which I did kind of cheer for. Which
Are you keeping it heel all night tonight?
Yeah, I was full on heel for this, which is very rare for me.
I love spicy butter.
So anyway, Nishiki gets a introduction from Joe Young, where he says, "Welcome, all you Salford fans, to Stinky Salford. We are the Bigger Picture. Here is Nishiki." Nishiki grabs the microphone, tries to talk, and he's booed constantly and cannot get a single word out because everyone hates him. Must try at least 4 or 5 times. Ain't happening. Does a Kevin Owens where he goes into the corner and just rests his head on the turnbuckle, turns round, tries to speak again. Still not happening. Mighty Joe Young then walks round to every side of the ring, just going, "Do you want wrestling? do you want wrestling? Do you want wrestling? And when the crowd all go, yeah, he goes, you don't deserve wrestling. Loved it. And you can even hear me laughing when he does.
Your shithousery.
Yeah, and we're all here for it. So with that being said, people then start chanting, we want wrestling again. Decker then comes out, grabs the microphone and says, well, I put a challenge out in the locker room for an open challenge. No one's took me up on it, but I see you two guys in like your wrestling gear. So how about I face one of you two? So the bigger picture then decide, kind of go back and forth about, I'll do this and you do this, I'll do this. And they say, in terms of who's going to face you, Decker, and at the same time they both go, I accept. So effectively, it's a 2-on-1 handicap match.
Yeah.
Decker kind of thinks, I don't really care who I face. All the crowd are chanting, just beat them both up, just kill them both. So Decker being Decker, clotheslines them both, hits a couple of slams, goes to chokeslam Nishiki. Young takes out the knee of Decker. From this point, the bigger picture then go to line up a double team move from diagonal corners. So they're all kind of doing like making a picture thing. And as they both start running, Decker pulls off a Samoa Joe where he casually just sidesteps as they collide. He then grabs both by the throat, double choke slam, piles them up on top of each other, pins them in 2 minutes and 26.
Stack them, pin and repeat. Fucking hell.
Really fun match. Bigger picture, as much as they are the bad guys there, they have grown on me. I'll put it this way. The first show I kind of thought, oh God. But the more I see them, the more I'm thinking, I quite enjoy this in a sick sense.
Those are sometimes some of the best best like teams or wrestlers to follow is the heels who you can't help but go, you're so entertaining though.
Yeah.
Because can't help but love you. You are a wonderful shithouse.
Because you have, I know all heels are meant to be, you're not meant to like the heels at all. That is the whole real thing.
That's the whole.
That's the whole. Yeah. However, I do feel you have kind of three sets. If we can get three fingers right. You have the main heels where you just cannot find any redeeming quality in them and you hate them.
Proper heels.
Yeah. Second ones are where they are kind of non-redeeming, but there's something about them that has an endearing quality about them where you love when they're on. And those that want to be kind of heelish but seem less heelish, really. Kind of like the comedy ones.
Yeah. I was just going to say, Max Caster in AEW is currently doing this Best Live thing. He does his open he does his open challenge, and he has what's this like, let's go Max, you're the best wrestler alive. Because it's a chant and it's wrestling, people are going to do that. But people have really gotten into doing that shit. Immediately follows it up with, you know what? Considering we are where we are, you did okay. You could have done better, kind of thing. But he's clearly so over as a shithouse. I love when people are able to do that. And to be fair, to be able to do that in kind of like in a local setting, when you've only seen them a couple of times that quickly, that's really fucking good. That's really cool.
I'll tell you someone that was the best at it, and I still love watching it now, was Heath Slater.
Yeah.
When he did the Heath Slater Open Challenge and faced a legend near enough every week and got mercifully beaten every single time.
Yeah.
They are in that kind of bracket, I feel.
Yeah.
You boo them, but you know you're going to get either a good match or you're going to be very well entertained.
Yeah, you boo because it's a transaction. You boo because you're supposed to, but you're booing with a smile on your face almost.
Because there's not many, I feel, that are happy to kind of do that. I think you've got some that either want to be heel or they want to be a good guy.
Yeah.
The other one in that bracket is Nate Reese in Future Shock, who is a very shouty little man, shall we say, and plays that part beautifully. Nice.
But that's what Skinner is. That's why we love Skinner.
I think he could fall into
Nick from
a couple of them. In fairness,
yeah, there's a bunch of people. 100%. That is the type of person. It's just like you are, like you say. You're endeared, and then it's like, oh no, I'm all in on this. I know, I get you. You get it. You get entertainment, and it's like a respect thing. When someone's doing a really good job, it's like Star Trek. It's competency porn. You can't help but enjoy it because it's just everyone's so good at their job, and it's like you're doing really well, and it's good to see.
So we then came to, I believe, match number 3, which was a tag team encounter featuring Natalie Sykes, who I am a big fan of.
Yeah,
she was teaming with Lily Winter, going up against Alfie, and a debutante, if you will, to Salford City Wrestling in Harley Harris. Cool. So, the backstory to this, because I feel some particularly need backstories. Show 1, the first ever Salford show, saw Lily Winter and Alfie facing off. Winter stole victory in that particular one after picking up Dee Dee, who is Alfie's teddy bear, clocking her in the face behind the referee's back to steal the victory, essentially. We moved on to show 2, which was Salford City Wrestling Coronation, where we saw a triple threat match that involved Alfie, Lily Winter, Natalie Sykes, and Sykes came out all kind of very good, wholesome, happy to be there, and it was all a ruse.
Yes.
As she very quickly turned on Alfie and essentially turned out to be a kind of like a 2-on-1. Winter took victory on that occasion.
Yep.
So, coming into the third show, and it saw Alfie getting help from an opponent she has wrestled on a few shows across the UK, or nearby at least, in Harley Harris. So we started off with Lily Winter and Alfie because they are the main kind of protagonists, if you like, in this little feud. They both decided, no, Winter didn't want to face Alfie yet, so tags in Sykes with a tag very reminiscent of Shawn Michaels and Diesel tagging with like the Click Wolfpack.
Oh, okay.
The most delicate tag you will ever see in your life.
Yeah, like we're best of friends.
Yeah,
that kind of thing.
I mean, I was going to say so like it won't break the skin on a tapioca pudding, that kind of thing. But obviously, Alfie then tags in Harley. Harley comes in. Sykes and Harris square off. Harris grabs Sykes, throws her face first to the ground. Sykes spins around, runs over to Lily. Tag, because she doesn't want any more of her. Lily gets in the ring. They both circle. And as Winter gets back towards her corner, she tags Sykes back in because she doesn't want any of Harris either. So Harris is just there thinking, well, someone face me. Someone face me. Neither of them want to go in. Sykes is kind of shaking on the apron, just going, no, I don't want to go in. I don't want to go in. Sykes gets in the ring. Winter gets in the ring. Harris just goes, come on, come on. And Lily, motivator as she is, pushes Sykes into Harris, who pretty much just knocks her straight down to the ground. What do we have then? Winter immediately, no, she doesn't. My notes are a bit mixed. Hey. So, yeah, I said this would happen. So anyway, from that point, we then have Harley Harris taking over, tags in Alfie. Alfie then trips up Sykes in the corner. Harris hits a running hip attack, with Alfie following it up with a diving clothesline into the corner, as Sykes is kind of propped up on the bottom rope. We then see Alfie hit Sykes with a running high leg attack. So kind of runs into the corner.
Yeah.
Leg comes up, smacks him.
Big Kenton.
Alfie's completely in control at this point. However, for some reason, she brings Dee Dee into the ring.
Okay.
And I made the point to Joe that technically, isn't that a run-in if it's in the ring? If you bring it in.
What, like in tag?
Just let you ponder that. I thought you're having two people in the ring. But,
yeah. Well, I mean, within the confines of a tag team match, you're only supposed to have one person in it every time.
But they didn't say to Dee Dee, you've got 5 seconds, get out. Anyway, the bear is still in the ring. Lily grabs the bear, kind of dances with it outside, saying, "Do you want Dee Dee? Do you want Dee Dee?" Alfie is distracted, gets clobbered from behind.
Sorry, I forgot Dee Dee's the fucking...
I have said Dee Dee's a bear at least 4 times.
I know, man. I know. I'm so sorry.
Tiredness. I'm so but anyway, Alfie is then sent into the corner with Lily kind of choking her with her foot in the corner, and leads to some brilliant shithousery as both Lily Winter and Natalie Sykes do almost a 5-second pose while Alfie's just getting choked in the corner. We do see eventually Harris getting tagged in by Alfie. Hits a couple running back elbows into the corner. Nice little fall-away slam. Sykes is still in the ring at this point. Hits a code breaker on Harley. Drags Lily over to her corner. Gets the tag. Tries to hit Harley. Does no effect. She gets whipped into the corner. Ducks a clothesline. Hits one of the nicest RKOs you will ever see. And after hitting the RKO, even hits the Orton pose straight after it. It was beautiful. Alfie then gets tagged back in after Harley's been kind of beaten down a tiny bit. But meanwhile, you've got Lily in the ring, walks backwards, or staggers backwards, I should even say. And we get a AJ Taker Boneyard scenario of Lily stood there, and obviously Alfie is right behind, just appears from nowhere, taps her on the shoulder, and Lily's face is one of, oh no. Doesn't want to turn around, gets spun around. Both start trading punches. Both head to the outside. And that is pretty much where they stay for the remainder of this match. Meanwhile, in the ring, Sykes kind of throws a little move to Harley. Sykes bounces off the ring, gets hit with a sit-down powerbomb from Harley Harris to get the 1-2-3 for their team in a time of 11:45. So now it seems like Alfie has someone on her side, and now it's a case of what's going to happen on the next show.
Yeah, are we going to get it? Is it with them going to the outside and spending a bit of time out there? Is it going towards a singles match between Alfie and Lily, which I'd like to see? Are we going to get Sykes first? Like, is this going to be an ongoing war between the four? Very cool.
It's an interesting one. I feel we may get Sykes and Alfie and Winter and Harris.
Oh, yeah,
only because we've seen already Alfie and Lily on the first show, so that might be a bit too soon to do that. But that seems a logical one. But then again, I'm not booking the show. We then came to match number 4, I think, which was Starkiller Dave Birch up against Big Steve Batch. Bell rings. Starkiller wants no part of Big Steve. Dives out the ring, kind of poses. Big Steve comes out to try and grab him. Starkiller gets back in the ring. Big Steve gets back in the ring. And what do you think happened?
They both get back out of the ring.
Pretty much. Starkiller comes straight back out.
I'm assuming
kind of just go into.
They keep the like. Oh, you back in? I'm fucking off back out, and then going right around.
Though I think it's the third time Starkiller does this. Big Steve just goes, "No, I'm not coming back out. I'll just grab you and throw you back in."
There we go.
But as it is, they get back in. Dave goes, "Whoa, whoa, 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 whoa!" Shake hands. So we get a kind of code of honor, if you like.
Sportsmanship.
Yeah, sportsmanship. We're all for it. Puts his hand out. No one expects him to shake, but they do.
Oh.
The code of honor is adhered to. You shake hands.
Very good. Very good. Then what
happens?
happens?
And Birch hits him with a
There we go. Come on now.
So Dave takes over, uses speed as his ally. As in fairness, you ain't gonna power Big Steve. He has too much about him to be able to overpower him.
I like there's too much about him.
Yeah. So tries a couple of times to bounce off the ropes and hit a flying shoulder tackle. Really, Dave? Really? Bounces off him. One time nearly sees him bounce out the ring because of how hard he went into him. As it is, Batch grabs him, clotheslines off the ropes for a 2 count. Birch hits a super kick, puts Batch on his knees for a 2. Starkiller goes for his now vintage move of going for a standing moonsault with a knee landing. I know it didn't come off because I heard him go, "Ah!" I didn't see it because a member of staff was cleaning up and walked right past my vision. So I didn't see it. But yeah, I knew what happened. So Big Steve fights back. Traditional block punch combo. Hits a clothesline. Hits a standing slam. 2 count. Hits a bookend. I won't say a rock bottom because it looked more like a bookend. There's a difference. Gets a 2 count. Birch hits a jumping tornado DDT off the top rope for a 2 count. Batch hits a sit-down powerbomb with the 2 then trading punches while on the knees. Starkiller lands a super kick, then does his spinning roundhouse kicks, hits a standing moonsault with his knees, and then decides to hit a moonsault off Brett's rope for the 1, 2, 3. Didn't get the time, mainly because I started the match off a bit late, so there's no point. After the match, however, we saw Birch continue the beatdown on Big Steve, but get spooked when Big Steve's tag partner from the first show in Alex Boylan runs in, makes a save. All you hear from Birch is, "You're too late, Boyley," kind of waves to him, leaves the ring. I think this is going to set something up on the next show.
Oh,
I don't know why.
Another singles or maybe a tag team?
I feel this is going to be a singles one.
Between Boyley and...
I mean, it could be a tag match. I know who would be a perfect fit with Dave Birch.
Who? Go on, lay it out now. This is.
I think most people can figure out who would tag with Mr. Birch.
I am not one of them.
I'll put it this way: I am forbidden to tell you, and I'll leave it at that.
I don't know. I need.
I'm
very kidding. I'm very much kidding. No, completely. That sounded like a fun match.
You know what? For what it was quite an enjoyable match. Always love Birch. Always have done. Always will do. Always puts on good matches.
Whenever you bring him up on the show, it's always with a thing of like you very much seem to be a bit. You seem to be fat. Continue. I can't talk.
It's tiredness and it's those pills.
The pill.
I will say this in ending for Birch. I've seen him as both like good guy, bad guy. He plays both parts very, very well.
Nice.
And it's always a joy to see him on any card, no matter what he's doing.
That was what I wanted to say.
Yeah, I could read your mind, so I thought I'd do it for you.
God bless you.
So, we then came to the, as your favourite word, penultimate match of the night.
It just tickles my spine.
Yeah, we'll leave that hanging there. This, to me, was match of the night by a massive country mile. As we saw the collision, if you will, of the Zumberweights. That being Jack Barron and Philip Michael. So, beforehand, Jack Barron cut a promo saying that Phil Michael is my friend. We tag everywhere as the Zumberweights. He's a really cool, happy-go-lucky guy. But for some reason at Salford, he just doesn't have the same vibe. I don't know, and maybe I need to beat it out of him to kind of like get that Philip Michael that I know at Salford. So we then had Jack Barron come out to Call Me Maybe by Carly Rae Jepsen, as we normally do. Philip Michael came out to Shake It Off, which is another Zumberweights tune they come out to. Did not look pleased that he had this tune at all. Gets in the ring. I thought it wasn't very Zumbery. To be fair.
You'll be very Zumba right now, bro.
So Philip gets into the ring, leans on like the turnbuckle a bit like Hook would. Was not a happy boy at all. Declares that I do not like Taylor Swift. Boo from the entire building. Even sent Barron flying backwards at the shock of hearing this news.
This Swifty wrestler connection, it's a real thing, man.
And all the crowd chanted, "You're a Swifty." It's the loudest chant I will ever hear of "You're a Swifty." And I will even, sticking with the crowd for a minute, the crowd was noisy. It was a great crowd. One of the best crowds I've heard for a long time at a show. Everyone
was just really up for it.
Yeah. Whereas some shows can be a bit quiet and it's like half a room. This was like, it felt like the whole room. It was all getting involved, which is what you want. Absolutely. So Barron says, "You're a Zumberweight." So he pulls out the Zumberweight pants, which are like zebras. Pulls out his basketball top. That's a Zumberweight Michael on the back. Dressed him like a parent would a little kid. Saying, "No, you need to put this on." So he put the top on. Michael particularly wasn't keen. And then said, "Okay then, I've got an idea. If I win, you have to tag team with me in Salford." And Michael went, "Okay." So there were some stakes now to this match.
Always helps.
So bell goes, hand comes out by Barron. Michael looks at him, slaps him. Barron turns round, has a look of disappointment, like a parent would when its kid's done something wrong.
Tantrum.
Runs back round, picks him up by the legs, pound, pound, pound. Lands 3 scoop slams, then asks the crowd, does anyone want to see a T-Rex impression? So as he goes to do the T-Rex impression to Michael dodges, gets out of dodge. Baron then hits a dive to the outside, throws him back into the ring. And he says, anyone want to see a T-Rex impression? Stamps on his hands, which of course gets Michael going like that.
Brilliant. Brilliant.
It's a great move. I
love that.
It's tacky, but I love it.
No, that's that's manipulation of the body. Right
there. We'll come to manipulation in a couple of seconds.
Oh.
Anyhow, Michael then sends Baron running into the post. With the crowd then start chanting, "You like Taylor" chant. Because the Salford crowd are on him.
Can't let it go.
From there, he starts to ground and pound Jack. Talking in manipulation, he gets his fingers, pulls the joints, gets the fingers and does it. Snaps him. Jack rolls outside. Michael grabs him, smacks his hand on the metal ring post, which isn't going to help your hand anymore.
Nope.
Get back in the ring. Jack fires back with punches. Has Michael running towards him. I didn't see it originally till I watched it back. He basically throws a leg out, trips him up, and he goes flying into the corner. He then hits a buff blockbuster off Brett's rope. Michael catches Jack in the corner, as I think he tried to do like a moonsault off the second rope. But Michael was wise to this, kicks his leg, so he kind of legs spread, so he's kind of facing outside the ring, but he's kind of draped in the corner, so to speak.
Yeah.
Michael goes out the ring, kicks him in the head. We get another swift kind of chant that didn't particularly go fully. Baron hits a spinning power bomb. Michael then goes to leave, but Jack runs up the aisle to grab him, brings him back to the ring. Both trade shots for about a good 5-6 seconds. The referee gets up to 9 count. Both of them look at each other and just go, "Oh no, 9!" And both dash in sync. Comedic look. I really liked that. We then saw them both having turns of knowing what the other was going to do. One throws a punch and they duck. Then they threw a punch and they duck. One goes to do a leg sweep. Then they do a leg sweep. Then they try something else and they counter that. And then it basically counter because they knew what the other was doing. They then clothesline each other. They then do another clothesline to each other. I think the third time they go to do it, still nothing happens. They both go, "Ah!" And then they both look to do a clothesline, but put the boots up, which both knock each other down. Chance of "This is awesome."
Yes.
Because it was such a good match. We then have more punches. Michael then hits a chop on Jack. Where is it? Mike then hits a chop on Jack. And then, so Jack chops Michael. Michael goes to do a chop. But as he goes to chop him, he kicks him instead.
Oh.
Hits a lovely DDT, or tornado DDT off the second rope. Then Baron runs into Phil, who's in the corner. Phil jumps up, kind of, so his legs are on Baron's neck. Reverses it into a Canadian destroyer. Baron then returns it with a code red. Attempts to hit a muscle buster for I think the third time in the match. Cannot get it off. Michael Lem picks up the Zumberweight pants. Referee Steve Grimshaw goes, whoa, 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 put the pants down. Do not use them, they're a weapon. So Michael goes, oh, okay. Throws him at the ref. But as he goes to throw it, low blows Baron between the legs. Baron falls to the thing. Referee's distracted, obviously. Does not see this. Then hits a pile driver and gets the 1, 2, 3 in 15 minutes and 40 seconds. Great match. Really.
What I've seen of the clips, because I've had brief thingy throughs and stuff like that, not much, but I need to watch that fully now, because gosh damn, you painted a picture there. That sounded good. I can feel the energy in you, those counters and stuff like that. I love those moments in matches when it's two guys who know each other so well. There's no way. Ospreay and fucking Fletcher did it recently. And I mean, he's done it with a few people. I love that shit. And yeah, this sounded like a really fun match.
I will say that is the best match I've seen at Salford yet.
Nice.
That's how high I rate it.
Awesome.
Which brings us to the main event.
The ultimate.
Yes.
No pens involved.
Which was a Salford street fight.
Yes.
Which saw Steen, which was our table again, because we all know Joe loves Steen. We were all Steen fans in a sea of Salford.
Yeah.
Technically Swinton, if you want to be pedantic, at the Pendlebury Social Club. And obviously Steen was taking on Jack Johnson, who the unofficially crowned King of Salford, in the fans' hearts at least. So, backstory, which I feel needs being given. These two men faced each other at the opening show in the King of Salford tournament. Johnson took the win on that occasion. However, later on that night, saw a triple threat, which was Troy Ryan, Dave Birch, and Jack Johnson to crown the King of Salford. Steen would thwart any hopes that Johnson had of winning, pretty much taking him out of that contest. We then moved to Coronation, where Johnson challenged Ryan for that particular title because he felt he got robbed of getting involved in the decision. And again, it was Steen that would cost Johnson the victory, and saw him challenging Jack to a Salford street fight. So here we are. It was a really good match, in fairness.
Good.
I'm going to say it felt short, but there was a lot that went in.
Yeah.
But we'll get into it. So, Steen came out and had 3 supporters in that crowd, which was me, Joe, and his brother, because we were the heel table. Johnson came out to hit a early kind of springboard jumping cutter on Steen. But as he jumped into the rope, Steen had a red steel chair, launched it at the back of Johnson. I nearly saw him go out the ring, actually. Steen then went to chop Johnson on the outside, missed and smashed the metal post. Johnson didn't, though, as he chopped Steen up against the ring post, grabbed Steen's arms, put him behind his back, let little kids give little chops to Steen, went right round the front row saying, chop him, chop him, chop him. I don't think anyone actually said no, to be fair. I mean, all the little kids, probably some did it once or twice. Again, missed 1 or 2 incidents because of members of staff walking across, but we'll leave that there. We then had Steen try to run off, but again, Johnson ran to try and grab him. However, this proved a good distraction as Steen began to take it to Johnson. threw a drink at him, picked up a yellow, slippery wet sign, cracks him over the head with it, which, depending what type it was, they hurt like hell.
Yeah.
Because I have to deal with them at work. He then smacks him in the back, picks him up on the ring apron, or picks him up, drops him back first on the ring apron, which, as we all know, is the hardest part of the ring.
Indeed.
Johnson then hits a dive to the outside on Steen. While I just get my notes back up because I've accidentally closed the window. And then begins to bring toys into the ring.
Oh.
So while Steen is in the ring, sat up thinking, what's he going to do? He brings out chairs, baking trays, a stop sign, a table, which had in black tape, Salford, in capital letters.
Love it.
I'm hoping it was Gorilla tape, personally, but other tapes are available. 18 then nails his opponent with a tray, hits him with the stop sign, before he brings his own little bag of tricks to this contest.
Oh, what did Aim bring?
I'm thinking, well, it ain't going to be nails or pins when it's a family-friendly one. And it was Lego.
Oh, you sick fuck.
Probably not Lego, because we can't use Lego. So it's Mexican. Its Mexican equivalent, Lego. Or French, as it could have been. Anyway, pours it into the ring. Steen, as always, wants everyone to know he has one of the best bodies. Rips his shirt out, to which, if you can hear the clip, Joe goes mad behind me, screaming. Kind of staggers back, spins round. Johnson hits him twice and scoop slams him on the Lego. Steen then kind of recovers, hits him with an impaler DDT on the Lego. Steen grabs the table, which I think it was Joe or his brother made the comment of, well, we know who's going through the table now, don't we? So Aiton sets the table up.
Yeah,
he also sets a chair up. But as it happens, we then have Johnson going to hit another springboard cutter. But as he comes back, Steen lifts his leg with a low blow, suplexes him through the chair, which looked a bit gnarly. Takes him into the corner because we knew someone was going through this table. Went to hit, took him on the top rope. I'm thinking there's no room to hit a suplex from the top rope.
Yeah.
And then Johnson gets out of it, hits the AA, is the only way I can describe it. Puts him through the table.
Yeah.
Johnson covers him. 1, 2, 3. Hometown are very happy, despite 3 disgruntled Mancunians in the crowd.
I'm not gonna lie, man. I would be on the side of. I'd be on the side of the Angels there. I'd be on Jack Johnson's side there.
So all you hear is boos from us.
You have to boo him.
So all the crowd are happy. However, the night is not finished. After the match, Troy Ryan runs into the ring, attacks Jack Johnson. Jensen Vesper, almost a recall, if you like, to the beginning of the night.
Yes.
Where Ryan interfered, well, Ryan got involved in Vesper and cut him off. Vesper runs into the ring to cut Ryan off. And just when it looks like he's going to save Johnson, Vesper turns around, super kicks Jack, gives a chair to Troy Ryan, who puts a chair across his throat, sits down, leaning over and just saying, "I am the king."
Oh,
which then saw us three just going, "Yes, our king. Yes, our king." Everyone wasn't happy. 3 of us were. sat down just ranting at him. And while he's still flexing, Jensen Vesper puts the crown on King Ryan. As we bask in his glory, the show ends and sets up now, I think it's his reign of fire on July the 4th. Independence Day, though we don't really celebrate that I was going to say colonial, but that's probably not the right term. It's ones that I always wind my American friends up with. Because, you wish you were English, but you're not. Again, just me. This is the heel side coming out of me now.
I'm going to say it's stuck with you on this one.
Yeah.
Instead of celebrating Independence Day, we can all celebrate the birth of Pencil and Mike, ladies and gentlemen.
Yes, we can do.
And in that situation, by the way, I will be the one bringing the cake. So.
And I feel expecting AJ to just randomly turn up like a meerkat when there's cake, because he always turns up when you bring cake.
If that happens, man, I'll be so happy.
If that happens, I will.
I'll piss. We'll have to burn you as a witch.
No, I won't say that. But yes, overall show.
Yeah,
really enjoyed it. They are really enjoyable show, Salford. One, I get to see wrestling Jeebus, because I don't see him at too many shows, so that's always a bonus. Everything makes sense. A bit like what Joe said on Damn It Vacant this past week.
Yes.
Storylines are great. Everything makes sense. Things are put in place for like later on.
Yeah.
The show itself is really good. A good thing I will say is when they had an idiot at the last show,
yes,
they were very quick to kind of sort it all out. Did not get a repeat of that, which is what you want from a wrestling company. It's a safe place, wrestling shows, and Salford just prove kind of why they're one of the best right now, and they are only 3 shows old.
Cannot wait to check out a Salford City Pro Wrestling show, because like from the get-go, first one that you went to sounded like a lot of fun, and like you say, and like Joe said on Damn It Vacant, everything seems to be everything you've said like from the get, because I know the whole thing from the first show or the second show, the first show for the tournament, was like, how is it not Salford Jack? It doesn't make sense. But now that is clearly leading to, you get to build him up now as the true hero in this land of it's Robin Hood and the Sheriff of Nottingham kind of thing. Or not Sheriff of Nottingham. I forget his fucking name. Yeah, the Sheriff of Nottingham. I can't remember. Whoever the bad guy in Robin Hood is.
Guy of Gisborne.
Sorry?
Guy of Gisborne.
Guy of Gisborne.
Yeah.
Is it?
That's the Sheriff.
No, that's the Sheriff. Yes, sorry. Yeah. I mean the guy is like Alan Rickman plays in the fucking movie.
Who? You're confusing me now.
I know. I am confused. I'm a confused man. I'm a confused little man. However, what I do know is it's like that. Basically, it seems as though it's leading to something that I'm sincerely hoping to see some like good development in storyline from what you've told us. And thank you again for doing these shows, because it means that when we go, I genuinely know now, and for filming and stuff like that, so that we can see. And like I said, the parts of the clips I've seen have looked fucking great. So I'm so excited to actually get to see one live.
And one thing that they do that not many other promotions, which has been said a few times, and I'll say it again, is when you turn up to a show, they have effectively all the stories written down. So if you've never been to a show before and you have no idea what is
really,
they have it written down on a sheet of paper. If I find it, I will post it on the screen now.
Fucking genius.
So they have all the matches, or if they don't have like kind of like the bigger picture Decker thing, that wasn't an announced match, but announced ones they have, and they'll tell you this person is such a thing. This person is such a thing. This happened. Or they'll kind of genuinely tell you of like, this happened on this show and that. So it gives you an outline of what's happened. So no going into it.
I've never been given exposition in a show live. Like, obviously, when we watch them on like Triller or on whatever streaming service there is, on-demand service there is, or YouTube or whatever, the commentary will genuinely fill you in and stuff like that. To have that live is such a cool thing. I've never seen it. I don't know if it is the first place to have like done it, but like you say, you've never seen it before. That's a great move. Like, give it a little program.
That was the first time I'd seen it.
That's very cool. Love that. Really love that. It makes me even more excited to go.
I believe, I could be wrong on this, but I think Atomic did it for their second show or their second anniversary show a couple of months ago. I believe there was another show that I've been to where they did this.
Nice.
But yeah, more for that because it helps the crowd out as well.
Yeah.
Because I've been to a couple of shows where you go, oh, I know them. And you cheer them and they're a bad guy. Vice versa.
Yeah, 100%.
So.
No, that sounds really great, and I'm excited again to see Jack Johnson, because he's a guy who I've seen, multiple times. Every time I see him, that dude fucking goes. He put out a tweet recently that he's available for certain bookings. Book this man if he's not already booked, because he brings like this raw brutality that I really enjoy. And him and Lewis Johnson in the team, I think they were OTP when I saw them. The Lineage, I think it was. It's the Lineage versus VGS. One of my matches of the year. Jack Johnson and Tommy Jackson at Infamous last year was also like, that was like, as far as kind of on the indie shows, top two match of the year for me. Of one being Hudson Skinner that I've seen live. I won't stop cheering on that match. I won't stop cheering on those guys, because fucking hell, like, if you can just bring that in that short period of time, you can only do good elsewhere. And so, yeah, super fucking excited to go to this show. And that sounds like a big fun show. So thank you very much, Producer Petter, as always, for taking us on the road to Salford City Pro Wrestling. So, as we have mentioned, our wonderful Producer Petter on the road, as always, also checked out, I believe it was Catch Wrestling had a show, and you went to it. You also, as always, provided us with wonderful clips, etc., and the ongoings as it went on. However, proceed.
Or to give it its full title, it was Days of Future Catch. Past Monday night at the Bread Shed.
I definitely fuck with a pun.
I will say, before we get into it, turning up at the Flowering Flagon, where they host this, all the TV screens literally had the Last Catch Pro show on the screens.
Yeah,
it was not Sky or cable or whatever it is. It was literally every TV had this show on as a kind of like a pre-match thing to it, which I did enjoy. It didn't help that it was mad hot as well on Monday, which I'll get into that at the end if we have time. It's
been a freaking week, man.
It's been a weird weather. So, show started off with MC Hammer there. MC Mark Adams grabbing the microphone and informing everyone that unfortunately that Lizzie Evo was not in attendance, and due to the fact that she hasn't appeared for the fourth time, which I didn't know. I thought it was kind of two. But they said obviously the last time was because she was working for WWE at one of the UK shows as kind of like security or whatever. So Catch Pro management have unfortunately taken the decision to strip her of the women's title, called out the number one contender for that championship in Lily Windsor. So Lily came out, not fully ready. She still had like all the laces undone on one boot.
Right on.
Did not particularly seem to know what was going on. So we don't know if this was planned or if it was for an honour. So they said, due to the fact that she has been stripped and you're the number one contender, Catch Pro management have decided we are going to award you the title.
Oh, they straight up gave her the title.
So they went to give her the title, and Winter went, no.
Lily Winter.
If I'm to be a champion, I want to be a defending one. I don't want to win it like this. So she says, I will have a match to determine this. And we were then joined by Lucy Sky, who came out with 3 title belts, those being the Eve tag team title that she holds with Harley Hudson, which I think is Hard Up North, if I'm correct on that.
Pretty sure it was.
She has the TNT Ignition women's title, I believe, and the Wrestle Island championship.
Of course, yes.
So she says, I'm greedy. I want a 4th belt. And if memory serves, it was actually me. I'm saying this as Lucy, by the way.
Oh, right.
Wasn't me. It wasn't me. As Shaggy used to say. But she effectively says along the lines of, thank you, Alexa.
Sorry, was that an Alexa or Alex? That was an Alexander.
Yes, but we'll come to that in a minute.
Oh.
Ignore this. It has no part of the plot. As Rick Mail once said in Bottom, get on with the fucking play.
Yes. But you've got this, man. You've got this. I believe in you.
Yes. Come on. The pubs will shut soon. So anyway, Sky comes out and says, if you remember correctly, it was me that you defeated to become the number 1 contender, which was like 18 months ago or however long ago it was. But that was in the past. I wasn't the Lucy you see now. And so if you want this title and you're looking to fight someone for it, you're going to face an improved Lucy Sky.
Nice.
So Lily agrees. And as I think they went to shake on it, Sky then hits Winter. Winter falls to the ground. Sky walks off, kind of telling the fans that, yeah, sounds like a typical Manchester crowd because she's heel here. So she left and she went, in my time, we'll have this match. In my time, not when you want it. So she disappears. And we get straight into match number 1. And keeping with the theme of things not being ready, match 1 of Block A in the Enigma series was Tony Wright taking on Aiton Steen. Aiton Steen came out still in heels and pants.
This is
carrying his wrestling
match.
Brought his wrestling shoes to the ring.
Yeah.
Tony Wright had already come out by this point. So he's already done his little his dances, his bows, clapping everyone. Steen comes out, gets changed, to which them two are just having like a little funny back and forth.
It's like a reverse Naito. Instead of taking his clothes off, he's having to put them on.
So you had the group that was behind me, and for those that know Cara, Cara was stood with and people just chanting, wrestle in the heels, wrestle in the heels. And while Steen's putting the boot, taking the heels off, just looks at him and just goes, I'm not wrestling in the heels.
Like matter of fact, kind of cut
JK
for a second, like, for real, this is not the way this goes.
Yeah. So anyway, gets changed, gets ready, jumps up. Everyone gives the sarcastic, yay! As you do. Two of my favourite wrestlers, Steen and Wright. I love them to death.
Brilliant. Brilliant wrestlers.
The match itself is a very closely contested one. Steen for the first part seemed to have control. Wright came back with a big clothesline that seemed to connect with the face of Steen. It looked like on replays it kind of got him quite high.
Yeah.
But then we saw Wright later on go on the outside. Steen bolted over, coming down on Tony. We then saw Steen throw Tony back into the ring. Steen leapt off the top rope, and as he did so, Wright caught him with a super kick, which was a bit like the Shelton Benjamin dive, John Michaels kicking him. That's the best way to describe it. Tony went for his kind of version of Sweet Chin music, but every single time something seemed to get reversed or whatever. Tony then hit a running clothesline in the corner before hitting a kind of variation of a snowplow. He then hit. I've put the right noise as opposed to the white noise by Sheamus. So
given his love of puns, he that should be what it's called.
So I mean, he may call it that. I don't know, but I've put it as the right noise. I may drop him a message to say that.
If you hear this, please give us some clarity on what it's called, and if it's not that, can it be called that now?
Get Nikki. She's kind of like the female Tom Campbell on this kind of stuff.
She'll get on it.
Just manage the duck egg.
She's already on it now. I can tell.
Yeah, she's there messaging saying Tony. Oh, sorry, Tony. More on them later. No. But we then had one where they kind of traded splashes in the corner.
All right.
This is kind of early in the match, actually, where one hit a clothesline in the corner. So the other one goes to do a second, but as they go to run into the corner, they follow behind, clothesline. And then when they go to do a second clothesline to the corner, they follow up. But when Wright went to do it the second time, he missed Steen. And that's kind of where we got all the jump to the top rope, super kick in the face, that bit. Oh, now we got that sorted. Anyhow, Wright then goes for Sweet Chin music after tuning up the band. Unfortunately, the band never turned up because he came a cropper as Steen rolls him up in a small package to get 2 points on the board. And sees Steen picking up 2 points in the Enigma series, while Tony Wright is winless after 2 matches.
Damn.
The final match in Block A of the Enigma series saw Chris Ridgway up against, I think we can say, friend of the show, Ian Skinner. Somewhere, if you listen closely, you can hear Nikki just doing the pose and going, "Cool guys, let's friends."
Sorry, I should have. 1 sec. Here we go. I know this is taking time, but 1 sec. There we go, and we're good. We're back in the room.
Back in the room. Yes. So
Dude, this match, we've seen this match. This is something like holy shit.
So you know.
Oh.
So both men kind of had a bit of a feeling out process at the beginning. Ridgway always seemed like he had the upper hand. Skinner kind of thinking, "Don't hit me, don't hit me, don't hit me." Goes in the ropes. Ridgway gives him a little ruffle on the head. Pretends he's going to boot him twice. Skinner leaps out of there as quick as anything. Skinner gets back in the ring, chops Ridgway, which Ridgway kind of thinks, okay, does a spin kick, kicks him in the stomach, which is loud as hell.
Yeah.
Does it a second time, which is even louder, and you can see Charlie on the far side just going.
Where is it? Bless you.
Ridgway looks like he's in control, but Skinner reverses it, throws Ridgway into the ropes, kind of head first, which kind of knocks him a bit. Ian kicks Ridgway with a very stiff kick, wakes up the beast, which you don't want to do when it's Ridgway. Ridgway returns the favour by snapmaring him and giving him 2 of the stiffest kicks. But they weren't the stiffest in this match, as we will come to. Ridgway then sits down, cross-armed, almost like a sat-down Taz. And back in the day, tells Ian, "Come on, kick me. I want to see what you've got." So Skinner lines up the kick, pushes him down, sticks his ankles between his head, cricks his neck, and from that point onwards, for the next few minutes at least, has control of the contest, puts an octopus hold on Ridgway while shouting, "I've been to Japan," which drew quite a cheer and laugh in the crowd. Mimics Ridgway's poses that he does. Ridgway fires right back with a combo of drop kicks to the knee and a dragon screw, vintage Ridgway, and sees the master obviously doing the pose himself. Chris then boots Skinner in the face as he was looking out. That's still not the stiffest kick in this match, no, but it looked like it hurt like hell. Goes to kick Ian. Skinner grabs the leg, slaps Ridgway, slaps him quite hard. Skinner falls down, takes a penalty kick to the chest from Ridgway. Again, still not the stiffest kick in this match. Skinner, though, hits an Inziguri, flips up, hits a big lariat. We then see a GTS. Does not win with that. Ridgway then grabs Skinner's ankle when he tries to do a kick in the corner, puts him in an ankle lock, slaps Chris again, to which the immortal line from Charlie of, "You fucking idiot." A suplex from Ridgway to Skinner is reversed and sees Skinner giving a kick to the back of Ridgway's upper body. Then goes to hit another suplex, which this time is reversed by Ridgway, into a brain buster. And then Ridgway delivers the final blow, which was to the top of the back.
You could not have landed that kick more perfectly.
Yeah.
In that area of the back.
Yeah.
The way it was, the heat in the room made the sweat and everything made that kick sound like hell.
It was.
That was not in the room.
I thought the kick on Steen in the last match or the previous show was loud. This looked more brutal.
Yeah.
But then I always hear the comment of, if anyone is going to kick you and it feels safe, it's Ridgway. You God well hope so after how that's delivered.
I don't know how that couldn't have just sucked in every capacity. There's certain wrestling moves where you kind of because you always have in the back of the head, they're trying to work safe, they're trying not to hurt the person. That's the entire point. And then they do something where you go, well, there's no way that doesn't fucking wreck.
Yeah.
There's no way that can't have changed a person. And if you saw Ian Skinner, or if you saw I think it was Catch Pro's Instagram later, it changed a person.
Oh yeah. I think Ian believed he was a referee for a minute. As I think Greenwood posted, Skinner believed he was a referee during a mini break.
Wow.
But we will get to match number 3 in a second because I just have to grab my cup of tea.
I'm pretty sure he didn't actually say who won that. But while it's just me here and Harvey, who's eating himself, stop it. That sounded like a very good match. I have seen some of these clips, and oh my god,
it was stiff, that kick.
That was a stiff kick. Before you go into the third match, how did the match end?
I've already said, haven't I?
I think I interrupted before.
The kick was the final verdict on that.
Right.
And got him for the 1, 2, 3.
Understandably.
Yeah. Oh, I'm unfit. But luckily, I don't have to do too much description on this next match, other than what happened beforehand.
Also, not from where I'm sitting.
Who knew running upstairs would be knackering at my age? Match number 3, as I have it, featured the Stallion, Tom Farewell,
Nice.
up against the Real Thing, though I think Ian Skinner will have something to say
I
about
was
that.
going to say, we just had the Real Thing.
Against Scott Oberman.
Of course.
Of the first match of Block B in the Enigma series. Oberman's entrance took longer than normal.
All right.
Whose entrance normally clocks in about 3 minutes.
Yeah.
It must have. I think we were almost pushing the entire length of that song, which is like 5 minutes.
Yeah, it's not a short one.
But Tom entertained everyone by saying, "Come on, Scott, get out." Went to the bar to order a drink, which I don't think he got one, but he asked if he could get one. Finally, Scott gets into the ring. Tom grabs the microphone. He goes, "I just want to let these beautiful people know something. A bit of info for everyone here. Me and Scott have faced 5 times. Scott has never won any of them."
Oh.
And then I think it was Oggy from Graps and Claps basically chanted like, was it 5-0, 5-0, to which Tom liked and did get a bit of a chant. Scott then goes to grab the microphone, or asks for the microphone, but before he can do out, Tom gouges his eyes, hits him with not 1 spear, not 2 spears. I will come to the third in a minute. Greenwood shouts at Tom, completely remonstrates with him, saying, Tom, let him get to his feet. Let the man get ready for the match." Tom says, "I don't care. I don't particularly care about this tournament because I won it the last time.
No.
Don't really care." Please fall on deaf ears. Hits a 3rd spear on Scott. Tom wants the bell rung. I mean, technically, he did get the bell rung, but it was because Oberman low-blowed him.
Oh. How many? Right. Okay. Right. So you've done 4 or 5 Oberman matches.
Yeah.
Views since we started this pod, right?
Yeah.
3 of them at least have ended in some capacity him getting disqualified by intentionally disqualified.
However,
we
haven't started yet. This is all before the bell has rung.
This is why I love these reviews, man. I get soaked in and I don't fucking think.
So Tom is telling Greenwood, screaming, shouting at him, ring the bell, then gets low-blowed.
Yeah.
So the 3 spears are almost negated due to the low blow.
Of course. Or even now. Yeah.
So, anyhow, Tom seems to get his wind back a bit quicker because he's not been hit by as many spears, but a kick in the balls or a punch in the balls is still bad enough. Shouts at Greenwood or hits another spear, tells Greenwood, ring the bell, ring the bell. Greenwood is pissy and goes, you want the bell rung? Okay, you want the bell rung? Okay, ring the bell. The bell is rung. I will say that he did not ask Scott, are you ready? Are you okay?
Okay.
He didn't do that.
Okay.
So Tom picks up Scott, couple of punches to the ribs, gets behind Oberman to do whatever the hell he was going to do. But Oberman reverses it and rolls him up for the free in a apparent record 7 seconds. I counted 15 personally. But 7 seconds.
Nice.
As they are now, or as Adam said, the quickest pinfall in catch history. Tommy's there just going. Scott walks out with kind of his normal kind of cheese eating grin.
Yeah.
Tom fumes at Greenwood because he thinks he's in the words of Cody Rhodes and Ted DiBiase Jr. fucked on him.
Oh dear.
Calls him out, gets him in the ring. Them two argue. Ref Liam comes into the ring to try and calm things down. Then we have the two green shirts, like the hype men, if you like to use that. You don't really need them there. We do know who two of them were. One was Critchy, I'll put it that way. Critchy gets attacked by Tom and leaves the ring looking more like a donkey than a stallion because he's been outsmarted.
Yeah.
Which didn't go down well with him, and would tell the crowd that you're two-faced, you lot. You're two-faced because he's a heel. Yes. We'll try and go quickly on these next few. So, I will give this one time. The women's title match. Lily Winter versus Lucy Sky.
Yeah.
This was a fun contest. So Lucy attacks Lily again before the bell. And as soon as the bell rings, Lily sidesteps Lucy, who crashes through the ring ropes into the ring post. From there, Lily runs, hits a double knees into the back of Sky. Big clothesline has Lily then in trouble. Lucy, in truth, dominates this match. Lily is very much the sympathetic babyface. Always tries to fight back, but is constantly kind of eating a super kick or getting reversed. Lily, again, just fights back, hits double knees, hits a crossbody from Brett's rope for a 2 count. They hit a double clothesline. They both get up, staggered. Both get to their feet and do like a hockey fight of trading punches. Everyone's getting in. Everyone was into this match. They then do a second double clothesline spot as both hit the mat again. Winter, who had been trying to hit her front face leg sweep, a bit like the stroke or final skull crushing finale as the Miz used to do, hits it finally, gets a 2 count. Lily misses Lucy in the ropes. Sky grabs her while she's kind of sat on the second rope, hits a massive German suplex for 2, hits a Michinoku driver, gets a 2, looks at the referee, who cannot believe she hasn't won, looks past it and sees the title belt there, grabs the title belt, takes it into the ring. The referee pleads with her, do not use this, you will lose, I will disqualify you. Falls on deaf ears, goes to use it on Lily, who ducks, kicks her, picks her up on the shoulders, and as she's about to hit her cold shoulder, Lucy's feet, however, has hit the referee. She goes down. Lily hits the cold shoulder, pins her. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Where's the ref? Sky crawls over to the belt, clocks Winter with the title, discards the evidence. Referee stirs, 1, 2, 3. Bluesky Sky is your new women's Catch Pro Wrestling champion. 4 titles now.
4 belt Sky.
It was a fun match.
Lucy 4 belt.
I think we kind of predicted where it was going to go towards the back end of the match, but it still did not take anything away from this contest. It was so enjoyable.
Awesome. I'm feelings clear on Lucy Sky and Lily Winter, so I won't go into it any more than I already have, but fucking hell, that's awesome. Especially Lucy Sky. I love Lucy Sky.
We then go to the final of the Enigma Series matches, which was Troy Ryan against Dynamite Lee Dawson. Dynamite Lee, who isn't too far away built from how Troy is, just a bit lower centre of gravity is probably the nicest way to put it. Tries to hit 4 shoulder blocks. Ryan kind of just stands there thinking, you ain't moving me.
No.
Goes to get extra incentive running off the ropes. So does Ryan, and we get his kind of body charge, sends him flying sideways spot. Lee then goes for a move in the corner. Almost did like a Hurricane Rana move, I think he was trying to do. Because the leap he got on him was bloody good. Lands on the neck of Troy, who hits him with a power bomb. And it was... I would rather have took a power bomb in a Catch Pro ring than the Salford one. Because the Salford one looks stiff. As those that were there will know. Dawson uses his quickness to put Ryan down. But again, the meaty boy is always able to counter him. Troy hits a tilt-a-whirl slam on Dawson. But then he reverses another move into a code breaker as Dawson gets some advantage going. Resorts to kicks to wear his opponent down because everything else isn't working. We then see an incredible suplex from Dawson, who picks up Troy, who is on his knees. Full-on suplex over, arguably more powerful than Troy, which is you wouldn't expect.
No.
Final part of the match. Dawson goes to hit his powder keg DDT. He tries to rest him on the second rope. Troy manages to wriggle free. Gets I put a jumping kick for his troubles. I don't know what that is. Ryan fights him off anyway while he's on the ropes. Throws him face first onto the mat, which stuns him. As Dawson turns around, Ryan is still on the middle turnbuckle, hits a bulldog, puts him on his shoulders, hits the fall of Troy for the 1, 2, 3. Troy Ryan gains 2 points in the Enigma series. And the table as it stands right now for both blocks.
Yep.
So in block A, Chris Ridgway leads on 4. Ian Skinner and Aiton Steen are tied on 2 points.
Yep.
Both of those meet next time out.
Exciting.
And Tony Wright, unfortunately, is on 0 points.
You can play Giant Killer.
And in Group B, or Block B, Troy Ryan and Scott Oberman both have 4 points. Ooh. While Dynamite Lee Dawson and Tom Farewell are both on 0 points. And again, Ryan and Oberman face off, as does Dawson and Tom. So someone you imagine is going to come out with points.
Absolutely.
In the latter match. And it's going to be a case of who wins Block B between Ryan and Oberman. 2 matches left, and your favourite word here, penultimate.
Oh, I love that one.
So we had Scotty Rourke up against Vusic. This one looked like it was going to hump, and it did. Vusic calls Rourke beforehand a joke in his strange accent, because I've heard him talk now. and it sounds like he's more Eastern European wrestling.
Oh, right.
And when you hear him talk normally, he sounds like he's kind of Yorkshire, Lancashire hybrid.
Oh, right.
Which is interesting. Probably
Yeah.
more Yorkshire than Lancashire, but I digress. Rock starts off the quicker, lands a couple of chops, tries to roll him up, gets a 2 count. A kick is missed by Rock, but sees a European uppercut from Vusic. Then lands a forearm to the back, which looked like it hurt like hell. Vusic then hits a very high angle drop and drops him on his shoulder. Rock is in trouble. Vusic hits a backbreaker, but that's not, devastating enough. So puts his elbow in his body and grinds away.
Oh, I hate it.
A knuckle. The sound of by Rock, I think, told you all you needed to know.
Yeah.
Scotty hits a tornado DDT when it looked like Vusic was going to hit a certain move. Rock hits a running back elbow. Contest swayed back and forth. Vusic then drops Rock across his knees and puts him in a clover leaf. Despite Rock getting to the ropes, he puts it on again, but in a elevated way. So I think of Jericho when he used to do the walls of Jericho when it was really like high up.
Okay, yeah.
Kind of like that. Puts an ankle lock on Rock, who refuses to give up. Spin roundhouse connects to the man from Czechia. Vusic goes out. Rock brings him back in. Again, Vusic puts the clover leaf on him. And at this time, Greenwood is asking how long left.
Yeah.
So it kind of tells you something's going to happen here.
Yeah.
Because he told us 5 minutes, 2 minutes, and then 1 minute to go.
Okay.
Cloverleaf is put on in the final minute. Rock gets out of it, lands a kick, gets a 2 count as the final seconds tick. Both men lay there. Ding, ding, ding.
It's a draw.
Adams announces it is a time limit draw.
Ooh.
A couple of people are chanting for 5 more minutes. Rock asks for the microphone, says, "Do you want 5 more minutes?" Crowd cheer. Yeah. He went, "I will do you one better." Says, "Vusic here took me to my limits here tonight. Same as I've took him to his limits tonight. One person that hasn't took anyone to the limits is the Catch Pro champion, Joe Kessler."
Oh.
So he says, "How about," and then he looks at Scotty that runs Catch Pro, and he went, I'm not asking for it, I'm demanding it. Next time you bring me over here into Manchester, I want a triple threat match with me, Vusic, and Joe Kessler for the Catch Pro Championship." So Vusic looked very kind of, yeah, I can go for that.
Yeah.
To me, because after the match finished, he felt like, oh, he wants another 5 minutes. And then when he found out it's going to be a title match, hopefully next time, that face changed. I like that idea. I like it a lot. So that looks set to happen, whether it's this month or next month.
Yeah.
Who knows? Watch this space. And in your main event of the night, it saw tag team action as Brady Phillips, your GMAC commission or GMAC champion even, or if for those that don't know, is the Greater Manchester Athletic Commission champion.
Right.
He takes, him and Robbie X teamed up to take on Big T Justice and Michael Oku.
Yeah, for real, this match. Come on now.
This was fun.
Yeah.
Oku and Robbie X got us underway with fast-paced offense. Robbie X hits I think it was a springboard kick. Oku returns the favor with a Hurricane Rana off the middle rope. Sorry, Brett's rope. Let's get it straight. Big T gets tagged in, kicks Phillips. Oh, sorry, clotheslines Phillips. Robbie X comes in, chops him. It's not happening. Kind of gets away before anything. Brady Phillips then bounces off the ropes, slides under Big T, does a flip up, starts posing, going, yeah! Spins round, and Big T basically chops the liver out of him.
Lovely.
Then Robbie X comes over to try and save his partner, gives him a chop, which on most men would be a really good chop. On Big T, no effect. And took the hardest chop from anything. And Charlie on the other side just went, fuck! His arms were flailing away, thinking, Jesus, no. Oku and Justice then worked as a tag team, where it saw... The best way I can describe it, in a way, was Sable and Edge hitting their double team on Mark Merrow at SummerSlam 98.
Okay.
Which is probably a bit of a niche reference.
It's a very, very particular reference.
So, kind of, Oku rolls a bit. Big T picks him up and just, like, drops him on, basically, Robbie X. The team with Phillips and X worked really well. I have to say that. They looked a really good, like, villainous tag team. Took out Big T a couple of times going through the ropes. Isolated Oku, which I thought was an interesting thing, personally. T gets tagged in, but referee Liam does not see the tag, so he's invalid. Did make me laugh how Big T didn't just shove Liam out the way and just say, don't care, but it's wrestling. I go. Anyhow, Oku then hits a tornado DDT. This was beautiful. So gets kind of in a headlock, gets Robbie X in a DDT hold, looks at Brady Phillips, walks up Brady Phillips to hit the DDT, then sees Phillips uses him as a springboard, I've put, to hit Robbie X with a tornado DDT.
Yeah.
T then comes in and sees both Phillips and Robbie X trying to clothesline him. It doesn't work. He runs right through it like a ticket barrier. Bounces off the ropes. Double clothesline to them both. Big T is in charge. Oku gets in. Bounces off the ropes. Does a jumping high knee to Robbie X to the head. Then we came to the incident that made everyone cringe and kind of think of like a turtle's head.
Yeah.
Oku tries to do a Frankensteiner off the top rope to Phillips. Phillips didn't get the full rotation, and it looked like he basically just had Oku drive his head into the mat. Just one of those things that happen. No one's fight, just things didn't particularly come off. Thankfully, everyone was okay.
Yeah.
Thankfully, he carried on. Seemed to be no damage.
That's the important.
That's the most important thing. Following that Frankensteiner, Oku hit a springboard somersault. I think he didn't get to. He grabs Phillips, puts him in the half crab after he shouts, "Now we play."
Lovely.
Robbie X comes in, drops Phillips, grabs Robbie X's leg, says it again, "Now we play." Puts him. Goes to put him in a half crab. Phillips then tries to get back at Oku. Big T stops him. So Big T and Oku both have a leg each. They look at each other, and in unison, and everyone else together all shout, "Now we play." So we have simultaneous half crabs.
Love it.
Robbie X breaks free. hits a springboard cutter. Phillips then hits a sit-down powerbomb on Oku. Robbie X shows his freakishly powerful self as he lifts Big T on his back, or on his shoulders even. He tried to do something, but it didn't work out. Tries it again. Starts to do a little run. Does the kind of
roll over.
Yeah, rolls where he's got him on the neck. Hits a senton splash, followed by a senton bomb from Brady Phillips. Ock out with a frog splash. Phillips goes to the outside. This is where a few people thought, are we going to get his dive to the outside? We did. Oku does the whole for the Fosby flop. No, the Fosby. The a high jump over the thing. The Fosby flop.
Fosby flop, yeah.
Yeah, I'm thinking I'm saying it wrong, but it's just my head. He does it anyway over the top rope. Phillips catches him, but that's after he's been wiped out. Meanwhile, in the ring, it sees Big T hitting the sentence to score the big pinfall. I think it was on Phillips he hit it. 1, 2, 3. Good guys win. Everything is happy. Everyone's delighted. However, the villains aren't done yet. Get back in the ring and attack both Oku and Big T. Leave him in the ring. They all leave, shouting abuse at everyone as they do. Oku asks for the microphone after the show. Thanks Big T for everything, saying when he first started out, when they were tag teaming, he helped him out a lot. Says, you asked for a favor, and even though it's my birthday today, and I could have been with family, I've chosen to drive up to Manchester to help you come here. I mean, why? it's I wouldn't. But all that said, he says, you've helped me a lot, and if you ever need a favor, I will happily help you again. Basically left the ring saying, give it up for Big T.
Nice.
Everyone went home happy. Great end to the show. Catch Pro shows are just great anyhow.
Never heard a bad one from you.
The only problem with this show, and it is nothing to do with the show itself, it was the fact that the crowd was really low.
Okay.
And I can understand. The only thing I can say it was a hot day. People may have wanted to stay home and have a few drinks or whatever. Yeah. I can understand that, or like minor if there was transport problems or things like that. But Catch is like a really great show.
Yeah.
Really great show. It was just really disappointing how there was a decent crowd the last show. Come to this one, it was really sparse.
It's one of those things, sometimes that shit just happens, man.
It deserved far more for like the talent that's there.
Yeah. Oh yeah, no, that sounds like a stacked ass card.
I mean, even I've been to some Nomad shows where it's a bit low, but not this low. And I think Oggy brought it up on his podcast of they should be getting more people into this. That was the only bad thing about it. The show itself,
fantastic,
incredible. If you haven't been to a Catch Pro show, go to it. It's one of the best shows you can do.
One day, you know.
It honestly is one of the best. It's up there with kind of. I'm trying to think. Atomic is up there because obviously they've got that little joking battle now that I've caused. But it's easily one of my favourite shows they put on. I might not be able to get to the next show, unfortunately. Fingers crossed I'm working on to try and get there. But other than that, superb show. Love it to bits. That is effectively my 2 reviews. And I've taken so much time, but there we go. Hopefully it will just be the one show and it won't be as much.
No, well, thank you very much again. Painted quite the picture. There was a couple of matches though I was like, holy shit. Especially when it comes to tournament stuff, this always happens because I feel the stakes and stuff. And I love a round robin, I love a G1, I love a Continental Classic, anything that has any tournament, you know, if it is knockout first round or round robin, always good. So, but this sounded like a really good fun show. And thank you again, as always, producer Petter, for being our on the ground support for these things. Okay, and now it's time for the coming attractions. Ha ha!
Hello, I'm Jay Sherman, and this is Coming Attractions.
So, this week I'm just going to kind of, on this particular episode, I'm just going to talk about the one thing. On the next episode, there's a bunch of shows we're going to go into. However, we are keeping things nice and tight today. And so I'm going to talk about the show that's coming up tomorrow. This is a big one. One we caught our first of last year. Sorry?
It's 2 days.
It is a 2-day show. However, I'm only going to be talking about the one because tonight, the first show heavily impacts the second show. It is the Progress Super Strong Style 16 2025 from
Strong.
So excited. Like I said, we caught our first one last year. When we got big into Progress, and it did not disappoint. So, what I'm just going to go through the matches, mention a few things that Nikki's excited for, but yeah, and I'm sure our beautiful producer Petter will put this bracket up for us.
I'm sure.
So, in the first round of the Super Strong 16, so these are all the matches that are going to be happening. This is, well, at least most. I'm pretty sure it's all the matches that will be happening on this card. However, this is just on the bracket from the top to thingy. So, man like Darius versus Ethan Allen to start. Holy shit! Like, oh my god, Ethan Allen. Like, since we first saw him live, we've been watching him on like streams and stuff like that. But we first saw him live. This dude is bulked the fuck up. He is. Yeah. Big boy now. He's getting like he's heading towards that kind of like hench, terrifying dude, gorgeous human being behind the scenes. But he's a brutal dude. A man like Darius never doesn't bring the fun and bring a good time. As far as predictions and stuff like that of who would win this entire bracket and go on to actually take it, I have no idea because this is a stacked tournament. As the next match in that kind of vein would be Tate Mayfers versus Masa Kitamiya, who I'm pretty sure, I can't remember, and I don't want to say on the record that I think I'm pretty sure they were like a DDT or something like that, or Noah maybe. So I'll have to double.
Even Noah.
It is Noah. It is Noah. I knew I'd seen them somewhere before.
I'll double check though.
It's Kitamiya, the name, because I always think Kaito Kiyomiya. Yeah. But Masa Kitamiya is against Tate Mayfers. Again, gonna fuck so hard. I wonder if we see some
shenanigans.
What we're gonna see from Tate Mayfers after his battle against Eddie Dennis and the big embrace at the end. So I'm looking for some development in his character. Whether or not he goes on to win it, I don't know. Personally, I just don't know. I just don't know. Next match on the same side of that bracket that I'm really looking forward to is two proper young up-and-comers. The ID'd Marcus Mathers, who has been just fucking killing it over in GCW. And from whenever I've seen him, he brings the heat. But my boy Will Cruz, man, nephew, not anymore though, because the previous show. However, Will Cruz is absolutely brilliant. And his like the cruise control, I don't know if that is the name of his finisher. It's just what I've been told. But he is so fucking good. He's a big boy who can go and he's an athletic big boy. But like there's a proper charm to Will Cruz. I can't help but love it. And every time I see him in social media clips, he's just such a goofball. So that match should hump. Thank you for giving me an alternate there, by the way, Peter, by saying hump. Then we've got Charlie Sterling battling Simon Miller coming off his recent loss in Progress Vegas to Paul Walter Hauser, losing his Proteus title. Simon Miller is beloved. Charlie Sterling goes hard. I'm not saying he's not beloved. I'm just saying he goes hard. I'm very excited for that match. So just in those 4 matches there, you've got potentials of like Man Like DeReiss versus Tate May first, Ethan Allen Tate May first, even the versus Masa Kitamiya. I personally think Will Cruz should or will beat Marcus Mathers. I'd love to see Will Cruz and Simon Miller in this situation because previously it was heel Cruz, nephew Cruz against Simon. I'd like to see a bit more of he's grown, he's got a bit more respect. Let's see how this goes. Let's see how Simon interacts with him. So there's a bunch of potential fun matches for the Sunday there. On the other side of the bracket, we have Jack Morris versus Leon Slater. Whoa! Thank you, Progress. And that's all I'm going to say on that. Because that's all I need to fucking say. That match is going to go so hard. In fact, this entire bracket is.
I'm looking.
Yeah. I was just going to say, I saw your eyes like, oh shit. Oh, okay. We've got Kid Lycos 2 versus Zaya. Zaya. Thank you. Again, thank you. Why are you giving us these matches? Thank you. What did we do to deserve them? Kid Lycos 2 has like progressed more, got a lot more spotlight over the last year as well. And Zaya has had some unbelievable matches. His Leon Slater and him in the what's it called, the Ironman match that they had at Rev last year was one of the best matches of the year across the entire sphere of wrestling. If it's a match that someone's going to go and like text someone like, I'm not saying fan, whatever, but if you're going to message someone like Dave Meltzer and say, turn this fucking match on now, and he does, and he goes, holy shit, that's 5 stars all the way. I don't even need to finish. I haven't even seen the whole thing. Like, he is so fucking good. And I am hoping as much as I love Kid Lycos, I am hoping for that Leon Slater Zaya semi-final, quarter-final match kind of thing. Then you've got the other side of the Lycos gym with Kid Lycos versus Michael Oku. Oh, who has done this? Who has done this to me? Who's done this to us? That match can only go up. So that is going to be absolutely brilliant. It's brilliant to see Michael Oku in Progress more as of late as well. So yeah, really excited for that. And Kid Lycos is the man. He really is a true soul. So there's that. And then finally we've got, and this is a specific match that Nikki's looking forward to, and I know why, because it's Trent Seven, who we enjoy, but it's against the Crowley Carnival, Charles Crowley, with his twatty nature. That's going to be a both like super fun, super hard hitting match. It's only gonna, all these matches are gonna hump hard, and I'm beyond excited. Where that could go, I mean, I'd love to see Crowley against Lycos, or Oku. I personally would like Crowley to win. Nothing against Trent Seven, because I'd love to see him against Lycos and Oku as well. I'd love to see Leon Slater down the line against Trent Seven, I'd like to see Zaya against Crowley. I'd like to see, in the end, a final where you're kind of looking at someone like and even if it was somehow like a Simon Miller versus Crowley final kind of thing. They've got a lot of back and forth in Progress and stuff like that. Leon Slater versus Ethan Allen or Man Like DeReiss. Could you imagine Man Like DeReiss and Leon Slater as the final of that fucking tournament? Oh my God. There'd be a lot of heart and a lot of emotion in that. This tournament this year, I mean, last year's was amazing, but I am so excited. Unfortunately, and this is the only problem with having a job, is that I am working bank holiday Monday, which fucking sucks. But I implore Nikki to watch it without me, at least if I cannot watch it simultaneously whilst at work. But here's
a question for you then.
Laid on me.
If you had to name the final four.
Final four, okay.
Because I've got my four.
Okay, so my final four. So let's see. This side, we've got to pick 2 on this side and 2 on that side. So in that situation, I've got Crowley, Slater. No, you know what? I'm going like Crowley, Slater. Crowley, Slater on that side. And then on the other side, that couldn't work. That that just can't work because of the way that the standings. I'm gonna go. Oh God, that sucks because I want Miller, I want Cruz. I want to see someone who you might not necessarily expect to be in the final four as well. So maybe like, but all these people I would expect could obviously make it. But like as far as a reputation, experience, I don't know. But let's say Darius and Miller on the other side. So I've got Darius. No, I'm in between on Allen and Miller. Allen and Darius, Fuck it. I'm gonna say man like Darius, Simon Miller, Crowley, and Leon. For me, would be a really fun top four. But any iteration of the top four with all of these dudes is gonna go super hard because they are beyond talented.
I've got on the left side of the bracket, Mayfair's will be the winner from that bit.
It likely will be Mayfair's. Yeah.
Cruz will be from the second.
You've gone Cruz. That would have been my other one instead of Miller in that situation.
I've gone Kid Lycos 2. I think he will face Slater. If not, he will face Morris.
Well, I mean, that would be how it works.
Oh, yeah. That's a pretty obvious one. I did have for that kind of quarterfinal to be Slater and Lycos 2. But I'm thinking about Morris now.
Yeah.
I'm trying to keep the storyline thing as well.
It's hard, man. It's hard. Once you start thinking about it more, you kind of go, yeah, but this, yeah, but that. There's a lot there. There's so much there because you could have the up and comer against the experienced, more traveled wrestler. You could have the star versus star versus star, and I don't know. There's so much you could do.
I have things of what could happen. In my thinking of things that could happen.
Yeah.
So while some ones you'll think, how do you get to that? I'm thinking how they might work it. Right. I did have Crowley.
Yeah.
Only because I did have Oku. But I feel something may happen where they might have Oku not reach the semis. There could be some shenanigans somehow.
A potential shock, potentially on further storyline. Or someone
interferes and tosses them,
that's what I'm thinking.
which leads to a storyline. So this is me with me booking head on.
Yeah.
It's going to be either Crowley or Oku that's in the final four.
Yeah.
Then I'm trying to think who I'd have in the final.
That's it. That's why I can't. I truly can't. There's too many iterations of great matches.
I think they may have. I think they'll have Oku in the final.
There is that. There is the Oku factor. The fact that he is so big in British wrestling. why wouldn't you put him in the final and stuff like
I think
that?
Crowley wouldn't put him that far in.
Don't think business, think heart. Go with your heart. Don't go with your business.
Because it's a 2-day show or something. Oh well, if that this will happen. Well,
what we'll do is we'll do what we do with Charlie, because we send our predictions whenever there's like a progress or a rev on. Send our predictions. We'll send our predictions, and when we do our record after the Super 16 this week, probably Thursday.
My final.
See how we go.
My final is Oku. I've changed now from Crowley. Oku, Mayfair's final.
It would go so hard. See, that's one of the finals I've got. There's so many. There's so many matches I want to see within those 16 dudes. There's so many matches.
I think there's one or two that you instantly just go, well, that's not going to happen. So, due to possibly things outside, you think, well, that won't happen, that won't happen. Or you can see how they could have either shenanigans or something where they go, well, this won't happen, so that won't.
Yeah.
Okay, then here's a question then.
Go on, lay it on me.
Will every match have a winner?
So what? As in, like, you?
So would there be like a bye for someone?
Okay.
Or a draw?
If there's some run-ins before the match, maybe someone gets taken out before the match, pure shenanigans. I honestly don't know. I truly don't know, and that's the beauty of it, because there could be some like before the match bullshit. They can't continue. They get a bye.
Because I'm just thinking, will the whole tournament have a winner, or will there be one match where it has like a bye or some draw? I hope some tournaments you always get something like that happen.
Yeah, I think there will be something like that, but because of the nature of the tournament, I'd imagine like 90% at least of the matches will be.
Oh yeah.
Will cut or dry, win or loss kind of thing. Whether there's bullshit in between, whether there's chicane, like bad behavior during it, who knows? But they will have mostly winners. I think if it's going to happen, it'll be a one thing. It'll be entertaining, and it'll kind of give you a vibe on what's going to happen for that particular wrestler moving forward from Super 16. But I have no idea. This is the problem with me booking knockout tournaments that happen over weekends and stuff. It's just there's so many potential avenues you could go down, not just over the course of a weekend, but moving on further down the line, because you've got people connected to people. And that's where my brain goes. It's like, well, there, this, that, there, that, who, it's not, it's never cut and dry. And I second guess myself like a motherfucker, which is why I struggle with this. But, I'm excited. Are you going to be watching it, Peter?
I'm tempted to buy Triller just for it.
You can use ours. But also, just so you know,
He's joking by that, Triller.
I am. Oh, yeah, of course. Yeah, you can't share logins. Cut that out, please. I'm tired. And on that note, because it's clearly gone dark in our rooms since we started this.
I've been trying to turn the light on, and I've realised it's not working.
So, just going to do a quick couple of shout-outs on some fellow wrestling content podcasters. We have the guys over at Damn It Vacant, always putting out great. Peter is dead.
I'm just destroying things.
Destruction. It's damn it. It was the damn it of it all.
Yeah.
Damn It Vacant, great pod. Every single
dance for our shout outs.
And we also have, sorry, forgive me 1 second. I've just had this. I just need to double check something very quickly. I'm cutting through this. Forgive me. Oh, God. Forgive me. My phone's been weird. So, yes, quick shout out to Damn It Vacant podcast. Thank you very much for doing great shows all the time. Very entertaining.
Beautiful people.
very beautiful people, and I
We
can't
were told
wait.
we were beautiful this week, so I'm repaying
I
the favour.
know.
Sexy
Nikki
beasts. That's what you are. Sexy beasts.
Filth bag. So what were you pimping out to other podcasts, dude? You're ours. You're our petter. We don't own him. I'm joking. You're free to spread your wings and
I'm
look.
so glad you said wings.
I did. Nikki is also super excited to see you guys, so very, very much looking forward to that. Also, over at Kayfabe Crimes, Aaron and Kim nailing it, so entertaining. I'd like to say as well, Nikki said, specifically sent me a message when I was on my way to work the other day. I'd been out the house for about 10-15 minutes, and I got a message with her saying, you need to listen to this episode. This is too funny. This is so much fun. We have to do this. So thank you so much for doing what you do there, guys, as well. Can't wait to see you soon at some other shows. Otherwise, as always, we shout out the wrestlers. We shout out the wrestling fans who are not dicks. We shout out the wrestling content creators who just enjoy what we're doing. Go to your local promotions. Retweet, share their stuff for the wrestlers. Like this podcast, subscribe to our YouTube channel, and turn
Buy
on
their merch.
Buy their merch.
That's funny. Don't be stupid though.
Don't go wild with it. Yeah, just go and get a bit of merch. Even if it's just some stickers or something, man. There's so much. It's not just t-shirts. There's all sorts out there. We've got key rings, stickers, hats, scarves, flags. We've got all sorts. They're super creative with it. If you see Man Like the Reset a show, just go to the ring with Matt. He'll be selling his t-shirts there. Check out Ian Skinner's latest promo. It was brilliant. And last but not least, show some love to the Quen penciled in Nikki. She will be back soon. She's doing well. We went out today to B&M. If you're on socials, you'll know that we got some B&M time, which is honestly genuinely joyful. I love getting a good bargain. So hey ho. And until next time, producer Petter, thank you again for your reviews. Thank you to the wrestlers who do what you do, to the fans, everybody, people listening to us. That's so lovely of you. Thank you so much. Spread the word. And until next time, shall we wave? It's gone very dark at my end.